There's another guy that could be available, and his name is Malcolm Butler. Now, Malcolm Butler, as we do know, in the Super Bowl was benched and did not play a single defensive snap. He played on special teams for 1 snap. With that being said, there have been many reports. I touched base with 2 sources who have told me that it was that he missed a team flight. This whole thing that Brendan Browner may have confirmed or denied, we can't really tell from his Instagram post, that said, man, he got benched for weed. It was more so, as the reports indicated, and we have to assume that the team leaked in order to save face on why they made this move, was he missed a team flight, missed curfew at the hotel, showed up late, and in doing so was stoned off his ass and was yelling at team coaches. So now Malcolm Butler is available. Do I believe the latter part, by the way, of those team leaked, in my opinion, reports? Absolutely not. No. So Malcolm Butler is available, and here's what Pierre Garçon tweeted. Hey, yo, Malcolm Butler, come to the Bay at 49ers. We got cap space, a quarterback, and the best receivers in the division are on your team. Hang on a second. You won't have to worry about the head coach being all up in the videos. Oh, my gosh. All in the way and stuff. One goal in mind over here, Super Bowl 53. Let's get it. They are so far away from going to a Super Bowl. They do not have the best receivers, but hey, you got to make your pitch, right? DeAndre Hopkins said, what's up, Malcolm Butler? We got a place for you in Houston. And then he went even further on the gram, the IG as the kids call it, and he grammed a photo of Malcolm Butler in a Houston Texans jersey. I give him props for that one. And then we got another one. This is this is coming out of New Orleans. Say what you want about Sean Payton, but that's not the kind of thing that flies over well with him, as in what occurred with Malcolm. I think that will affect whether or not the Saints go after him. It should not. It absolutely positively should not. There are many teams. This is sort of like when a hot an NBA player becomes a free agent. What do? You put your best sales pitch together, you round up the crew, you get your best players, and you sell, and you pitch. And that is exactly what's going on with Malcolm Butler right now. There is not one team that is not interested, There is one team that is not interested in Malcolm Butler, and it's the New England Patriots. Every other team should try and clear some space in order for this to happen. So where could he potentially go? I think the 49ers is a great destination. We'll get into Jimmy Garoppolo in just a moment. I think the New York Jets could also be a really, really good call. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are another great call. But here's how I view Malcolm Butler. Whether or not you put any credence into, the reason that Malcolm Butler was benched is because he was late and he missed curfew. Dude, the Oakland Raiders, when they were in the Super Bowl, had Barrett Robbins, who didn't even show up. Probably would have taken his services at that point. Of course, as we do know, head coach Callahan decided not to change any of the plays in the Super Bowl, and that's why they got absolutely wrecked by John Gruden and company. So why exactly, in my opinion, would Bill Belichick not play him in the second half, which just, it seems like, killed the overall vibe that people currently have of Bill Belichick? Amazingly, even with the suspension, do you not feel like right now that Malcolm Butler's stock is at an all-time high? Oh, well, look at the difference that he would have made. You think that he doesn't make 1 stop or 2 stops down the stretch, hold the Eagles to a few field goals instead of a few touchdowns, force a few punts? Yeah, so what? Maybe Alshon Jeffrey is a little more physical. Malcolm Butler jams guys at the lines repeatedly. He's made a name for himself coming out of a small school. And yet Bill Belichick decided to bench him. And it seems like I have never seen a guy's stock rise so high by just being held out by coaches. Like now we are pointing to Bill Belichick is the disaster of the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 52. And the unsung hero is Malcolm Butler, who did not even play a defensive snap. Because look at the difference that he would have made. Every team should be interested in Malcolm Butler, and every team will be interested in Malcolm Butler. I don't see why not. Another team could obviously be the Houston Texans. They are building a monster defensively. What wouldn't surprise me is if a team that is in the Northwest saw the writing on the wall with one of their players and made a move. And that team is the Seattle Seahawks. Richard Sherman is coming off a devastating injury. Some guys don't even bounce back from this injury. He's getting a little older. The defense is getting a little older. They have made move after move after move to try and solidify the bully that they built defensively. Why not go ahead, call up Malcolm Butler's people, and try and work out a deal so that way you have the heir apparent to when Richard Sherman does leave? Because remember before the season, even during, they were talking about Richard Sherman is on the block. He's going to be traded. And then when he went down with an injury, it's like, oh, well, man, they can really use somebody in the secondary, huh? There's only so much that Jeremy Lane and others could do for this team. Malcolm Butler could be that guy. And that's why I believe Seattle should be in the running for Malcolm Butler.